It's the year 2016, commentary drama is abound, the nation was in mourning over the tragic assassination of Harambe, and the presidential election between Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton and Republican nominee Donald Trump was underway. Unlike other presidential elections in times past, the spirit of bipartisanship and depolarization was long gone, and you were Team Trump or Team Clinton, or team not voting, which ended up being most people. Long gone were the times when people all over the political spectrum could laugh and enjoy a jib-jab video, an election rap battle, Mitt Romney style, or annoying orange kitchen decision between Mitt Romney and Broccoli Obama. Riots and violence were all over the place, and as usual, the perfect display of the hostility between the political teams was in the debates, a direct confrontation between the two main candidates. Sorry, Gary Johnson. The first debate went as expected. Trump and Clinton clashed, and it was the most watched presidential debate of all time. The country was restless with all this polarization and anger. In the second debate, once again, it was hostility all around. Trump and Clinton fought over sexual assault allegations, and the atmosphere was tense. But this time, half the questions came directly from the audience, as it was a town hall style debate. And one of the questioners was a beacon of hope, someone so wholesome that he could bring America together in this dire time, someone who'd radiated positivity, Ken Bone. Despite asking an otherwise generic question about energy policy, Ken Bone became a phenomenon, a sensation. The internet was infatuated with him. The red sweater, him using a disposable camera to take pictures like a tourist, shaking hands with Bill Clinton, his Nicholas Diorio-esque figure, and especially his somewhat suggestive name, made it impossible not to like him. Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, 9gag, and other sites were flooded with Ken Bone memes. His Twitter exploded with notifications and gained tens of thousands of followers. This random normal guy was suddenly famous. Mr. Bone decided to embrace the meme. He appeared on interviews and talk shows to discuss the election or just talk about what a goofy guy he is. He remained charismatic and relatable, and that's why everyone loved him. He didn't start selling merch or NFTs to capitalize off the situation. He didn't start acting better than everyone else. He was just some guy thrown into the spotlight. However, just because he didn't care about himself that much, it doesn't mean he didn't care. Using his newly found star power, he decided to crowd sell his famous shirt online, with a large portion of the proceeds going to charity. Quite a lot of money was being bid. Sure, maybe not NFT monkey level prices, but it was doing well. Ken was doing well. Ken Bone. But the Bone Zone's piece would not last forever. Bone's 15 minutes of fame was about to be up. On the 14th of October 2016, Ken Bone did a Reddit AMA, common for celebrities to do to promote their brand. However, Ken Bone is a Redditor, he is active on the site, and is his own manager, so he probably just did it for the fun of it. Unlike most celebrities and tech-savvy people who use throwaway accounts, Ken Bone, being a power plant operator in his 30s, used the same Reddit account he had used for years, Stan Gibson 18. As he had been active in many subreddits and expressed his unfiltered opinions, the media of course salivated at the chance to make him seem like a bad person. A Gizmodo article, soon followed by articles by CNN, the New York Post, the Daily Beast, and other news sites, would write about Ken Bone's Reddit post history in a negative light, essentially invading his privacy and publicizing it worldwide for literally no valid journalistic reason, just because they know trying to make a good person look bad will get clicks. Examples of quote-unquote problematic posts include him expressing his fondness for Jennifer Lawrence's anus, or for pornography involving pregnant women, and him admitting to forging some car insurance while he was waiting for new insurance so he didn't get fired from his pizza delivery job. These don't make him seem like a bad person per se, it just makes him more relatable and real, especially since he refused to delete the posts after he was called out. Reddit and a lot of the online world agreed. Liking buttholes, pregnant porn, and saving your pizza job with an MS Paint edit was not a career ender. However, the flurry of mainstream media articles meant that outside internet communities, he was no longer a wholesome guy, but the twisted, evil, sexist villain he was portrayed by the media as. Bidders withdrew their bids for the shirt that was going to provide money for charity. People no longer wanted him on their show. Ken Bone got boned. The reason Ken Bone's 15 minutes of fame ended was also why it began. He was just a normal guy. This was not the final chapter of his story though. A savior would arise from the corners of commentary to restore Ken Bone's reputation. Someone who was known for helping those who SJWs unfairly derided as sexist or bigoted. H to the H3. Ethan Klein, unlike nowadays, used to make fun of social justice warriors and people who could be considered overly woke. But not just that, he would help people who was hurt or slandered by these SJWs, such as Humongous, making videos drawing attention to them and why they aren't such bad people. Ethan noticed Ken Bone's story. He was made a victim by wokists and needed his reputation saved by someone with a glowing reputation. But most of all, he's a funny guy and a video about him would make for good entertainment. So HDHD made a video defending Ken Bone as well as interviewing him.
You know who are the creeps? All you fucking weirdos who sifted through his Reddit history and looked at every single comment and post. You guys are the fucking peeping toms, okay? And by the way, whoever said he was a great guy? He never asked for this shit. It's like everyone put him on a pedestal, and then all of a sudden it's like, let's ruin his fucking life while we're at it. Like, all he did was ask a question at a debate. He was a good guy who participated in the political process for no gain to himself. He's a good citizen. He's not there because he's a good person. He never said, I'm a good person. He's not running for president. He's not on trial. He's just a guy. Will this election cycle drain the good out of everything? Yes! And guess whose fault it is? It's the fucking media. You act like it's his fault. Bitch, it's your fault. You're the one who went out through his Reddit history and took everything out of context to make this good man look like a fucking supervillain.
As H3H3's reputation in 2016 was as squeaky clean as one could be, and he was unanimously loved, well, almost, the positive attention he made for Ken Bone really helped to turn the wave of hate the other way and save Ken Bone. The bidder who was willing to pay a lot of money for the shirt whose proceeds would go back to charity ended up putting his money back in and buying the shirt. Ken Bone would fall back into obscurity, returning into his power plant job, and I would continue getting his name mixed up with Ken Burns. Ken Bone was a nobody. But those few days where he was a somebody, the rise and fall of Ken Bone, it exposes not as much him, but the way society and the media treats fame and a celebrity. Ken Bone never asked to be famous. He simply asked a question about energy policy, and yet he was thrust into the spotlight and cast as a perfect wholesome idol. Once this was revealed to not be the case, that he wasn't Jesus' second coming but simply a normal wholesome guy, the media tore him to shreds, lying and slandering him, once again not for anything extraordinary. Andy Warhol once said, in the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes. In the modern age of social media, this has come true. Fame is fleeting, and it eats its own. Ken Bone got his 15 minutes, and it went by in a flash. But was it worth it? I'll leave that one up for you to decide. But I think we can all agree that Ken Bone was definitely us. When the based PogChamp, breathtaking base Kekarino, sussy cringelord, cringiest based, big chungus, red-pilled, wholesome 100 Kuma Duma Sojak, Wojak does the Amogus. I hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe, and see ya.
Best rocks from the site to build a wall, dip it in gold and make Mexico pay for it.